Stanley Hall, Mirazad, February 23rd, 1980.
Has she changed much?
Not in the face, but in the height. Same face, same day. How is she, by the way? She's behaving well. Awful?
Terrible.
No, but she promised.
Terrible child over there.
But she promised me that she would love you and love all and all
Bay
that.
and all that.
Yeah.
I don't think she heard a word of what you said.
From her face, yeah.
She is very good. But I'm not going to say that to her, should I?
Once in a while,
Once
it's
in a
good. It gives pep, you know. It gives an encouragement to a youngster who's trying to become Angel Gabriel.
Perfect, yeah. Perfection personified. What a drag.
What does she do now?
She's between schools. She graduated from high school, and she's going to start in Georgetown.
You're working. You're working too.
Not presently, but I will usually get back. She'll work before school starts, yeah.
What will you do there?
I remember when she was here, 10 years old, and took her
Yeah.
by the hand always, went to Pitt River, went to Pimlico, up the hill.
With the same face, is there?
Yeah, thank
And David, this is your first visit? First time you came here to India? How old are you? 10 and a half. So you're late by 3.5 years. Yeah. Said to whom? Daddy?
They wanted to come before.
Come. You wanted to come here before?
Yep,
And why did you not come?
because Daddy won't let me.
Maybe you were too mischievous. You would have toppled the plane. Was he? Oh. Where's mommy?
She's back in Queensland.
With whom is she now?
Yep, and my Owen's at home too.
Hmm?
Mummy couldn't come because she would have costed twice as much as me.
Oh my. Oh. Why don't you tell your dad to purchase a plane for you?
I don't know. He's not strong enough.
So we are all gathered over here today. It's such a happy get together, eh? And where is John today? John? She has occupied your seat. You didn't bring your contraption this time?
I'm on a holiday.
You are on a holiday.
You're a holiday.
I am on a holiday too.
I can see you from here. Let the new people be closer.
Why don't you sit down, Brad? You will.
Yes.
Welcome back, Eruch.
When are you coming back?
Welcome back.
Welcome back. Oh, I said. I thought that you said that I will come back. Why don't you sit comfortably? Because I haven't given you the room for that.
I'm coming.
You have long legs.
They
I have short legs.
I'm folding style.
Oh, you're folding style.
Now, if they didn't fold, I'd be in trouble.
Don, why do you sit there?
Don, sit
Looks
up
like
here.
an empty place, Eric.
Oh, empty place. That's true.
Orange button?
Don, come here.
Be seated.
Yeah, I know.
So where have you been traveling all these years?
I went home.
After all, you went home.
Yeah. I had enough. Ran out of money.
Oh, not even.
Ran out of strength, money, stamina, urge.
Yeah. Close that chapter in my life.
Now you're working?
Well, I will be when I get back.
But you have changed.
Haven't we all?
Changed in the sense that, well, you look more
Oh, it's
mature.
hepatitis, the diarrhea.
Well, you had another one. But we sent you back full of radiance and all that, in spite of hepatitis and all that. And then you had another one, relapse.
Yeah, something of a relapse.
It was not relapse.
3 times sunstroke here. Now
Here,
I wear my hat, as they've always told me.
what happened to your hair?
What happened to it?
Yeah. You went to a hairdresser,
Oh, I cut it.
you cut it.
Yeah, it keeps growing. I have to do that.
But we recognized you only because of your hair. And now, even now you can be recognized. Somebody came here recently saying that she heard of Baba through you. Who was? Huh? Where is Debbie today?
I'll be here later.
She's coming later.
Oh, she has to come late.
She said I was crazy for 3 years, but now she's
That's good. So you are accumulating all his blessings by trying to touch many hearts with his name, eh?
Yeah.
That's good.
So good to see
But you don't seem to be blessed, you see. We're very happy to see you back. You were here for the Amar Tithi.
Yeah.
So this time you had to refer to that book.
No. I remember the address.
Oh, you remember the address. So Don, what about the people who speak only French and no French? What about them?
Well,
Where are they? They are all here?
They're scattered around, yes, just next to your left there.
That's good. Yeah. So they are all from France?
Yes. And then there are 3 from London. 1 from Denver.
Good. One from Denver.
Yes,
That is Duman.
that's right.
Yes.
Two from Denver.
Do you want to associate yourself with Denver? Still?
If it's profitable. if this is the
Well, this is businessman's talk.
no. This if it's the meeting of the Denver group, yeah, then yes.
Oh, that's good. So you want all of them to be from Denver?
Ah, why?
Why not? Yeah. So how did they happen to come in contact of Baba? Through you, Don?
The French?
Yeah.
The French? Well, the story was that in the little group in Paris, one day we were supposed to study Baba's discourses on Sanskaras, and we were just starting to get into the middle of it, Roger Vieillard's translation. And 2 people that I hadn't seen before, I don't think anybody in the group had seen before, came in and sat down. In fact, there were 3, a young boy with them.
But how did they dare to come and sit down?
Well, I found that out later. they were the cousins of one of the members in the Paris group, Eliane Traiteur. You've not met her yet, but a marvelous person. And she had told them about the little Baba group in Paris, and so they said, well, let's go visit it next time we can. So they sat down, and I quickly thought to myself, good heavens, should we go on with a discourse on Sanskaras, which is one of the toughest ones, or should I quickly try to do a new program? And I thought, well, Baba knew when he wanted them to come, so let's just go ahead with Sanskaras. And at the end of it, they introduced themselves and said they were Eliane's cousins, and they were very happy and they'd like to come again. And I thought, this is typical French politeness, you know, and we would never see them again after such a dense discourse. 2 weeks later, they were there again. I thought, good heavens. And 2 weeks later, they were there again. They drove down from the edge of Brittany, where their home is, and their young son was with them. And then on one occasion, they said, oh, he has many friends in school who are beginning to be interested in Baba. What about coming up sometime and meeting them and talking about Baba with them? So there were, I think, 3 of us at that time. Yvonne Anthony, who is now retired to Marseille, and a wonderful woman who has since died. She was 82, I think, at that time. Jean Laurence, very devoted to Baba. We went up and spent the weekend, and there was this bright, sparkling group of kids, 14, 15, 16 years old. And for about 2 years, that group stayed very closely together until they graduated. And they all went off different places to school. And for 2 or 3 years, Gilles went into military service. For 2 or 3 years, almost nothing happened. And then one day, the mother, Gina, said, well, would it be asking too much? We're only a little tiny family, but couldn't we start those sessions again? We did for about 2-3 years, and one of the boys came back, and he had a girlfriend, and she came. And then all of a sudden, about 3 years ago, one of their friends, Madeleine Guillon, who is here, came with her daughter-in-law, Sylvie, and her son, Charles, and suddenly it expanded. And then one of their friends who teaches their little daughter music, and that is Madame Trepper, who's sitting back in the back there, came. One day her husband dabbled his foot in the water, and to our amazement, Baba landed him. First thing you know, that little tiny group expanded quite considerably. So, and then Yvonne Anthony went down to Marseille to retire, and into the sun and the heat, and twiddling her thumbs, and began wondering, gee whiz, maybe I made a mistake to leave Paris, and she was seriously considering if she ought not to move back to Paris to be closer to the Baba people. And one Sunday, after a very hectic day of turning away people who were coming to the door trying to sell her magazines and subscriptions to this and to give to that organization, and I think she said it was about 9 o'clock at night, the bell rang again, and she went to the door and says, no, I don't want anything, get away, I'm tired out. And here was this young fellow. He said, but I don't want to sell you anything, I want to know about Mayor Baba. And so that was Hassan, who's sitting just to your left there. So Hassan brought one of his friends the next time, and I went over from Kang, and we had 2 or 3 times, and all of a sudden one day, Hassan and Basan were in the hall of the university, and they saw 3 or 4 of their friends in the School of Architecture talking, and they said, what are you talking about? They said, oh, we're talking about Sufism and mysticism. What? You're talking about Sufism and mysticism? We didn't know you were interested in it. Oh, yes, we're very interested. And these are people that they had known for years and never knew they were even interested in such subject. So Hassan said that 1 hour later, he was still talking about Mayor Baba to them. And so the next time, they all came to the group at Madame Antony's, and suddenly there was a group of, say, 12, 14, 16 people there. So this is how it happened, Erich.
One flame lights another wick, and that
does.
wick is inflamed and lights another wick, and so forth.
Yeah. And then Nico is the only person, and one of the first persons, in the brand new little group in Troyes, Troyes, to the south of Paris, which Danielle and Francoise have spearheaded during the course of this last year, and which is now formed. So lots of things are happening in France.
Good to hear this. Very heartwarming to hear all this.
They're very heartwarming people.
That's true. happy to see you all here. Very happy.
I might say that Martine, who is sitting just in back of Hassan, was from that original little group of very young students. And then she went down to Aix-en-Provence to study and always comes over to the Marseille group meetings.
So Hassan, you know English a little, just little. I also don't know much. But conversation, yeah, that's how we pull on with these people. These are scholars over here, you know. Somehow or other we pull on. And who knows English from this group? You know?
Martine speaks some.
You know a little? Little. That's good. You know?
My husband,
Yeah. Little or more?
Ami,
It's good to have people who know little English, you know, because if they are scholars, then we are stumped. When Don Stevens starts telling us things, you know, we just nod our head and say, yeah.
And fall asleep.
No, we are interested. We are interested. We don't fall asleep. We are really interested. It's good to have some media. Otherwise, there is that universal media called the heart language, you know.
Harry, could I just say one other thing, thinking of new groups? You remember about a year and a half ago, you and Mani had been saying, well, what goes on in England, what goes on in France, what goes on in Spain, and you said, Don, did you ever think possibly to have something which was totally unstructured, no particular course of study, no special subjects, people just come and they ask anything they want to,
Yeah.
and you say anything that comes to your mind.
Open
And
session.
And you said, you might even call it question and answer.
Yeah.
And I said,